Hi, Sagittarius, and welcome to your November 2023 horoscope. Sorry to let you know, but 2024 is almost around the corner. If you're curious what 2024 has in store for you personally, I wanted to let you know that I have opened 10 booking slots. You can book a one-on-one reading with me. We are going to sit down, pull up your chart, and talk very specifically as to what 2024 means for you. You can find the booking link down in the description box. On November 2nd, we have Jupiter in your 6th house opposing the Sun in your 12th house. Things may have been going very well lately with your health. You may have found that sticking to a diet and to a workout routine has been a lot easier than usual. But on this day, having this opposition between the Sun and Jupiter, you might be asked to find the balance again between your physical routine and your mental routine. You might especially be asked to take a look if taking care of your physical body and your physical needs is also taking care of your mental and emotional needs. Often, what our body needs is different from what our mind needs, and you need to make sure that you find the balance between those two. On November 3rd, just a day later, Neptune in your 4th house is opposing Venus in your 10th house. Sagittarius, you are picky when it comes to your career, and for the last month having Venus there, you might have especially been enjoying spending time at your place of work, really thinking about work, really making sure that you value it and give it a lot of attention. And during this opposition on November 3rd, you might especially be asked to find the balance between your career and your home and personal life. You may have been lacking some boundaries when it comes to your personal life. Maybe you have been a little bit delusional as to what's happening there. And this day is going to call out any disbalance that you might have. On November 4th, Saturn goes direct. Saturn is in Pisces in your 4th house, and it's going to be there for the next 2 years. Saturn is officially done with Aquarius. It's not going there for a while. It's onwards and upwards with Pisces. And having Saturn in your 4th house, you might be facing a little bit more challenges and difficulty when it comes to your home life. And this can manifest in many ways. It might mean that things are going a little bit difficult with your literal home. Perhaps there's something happening with your house or your apartment, but it could also symbolize our family, our ancestors, where we come from, as well as literally our personal home, our emotions, and the place that we come home to ourselves. Keep in mind with Saturn that it makes it look like there's a big giant wall in front of us, and there's no way we can go past it. However, with Saturn, we need to usually walk around the wall and we can still get to our final destination. So if things are a little bit more difficult with your home or personal situation for the next 2 years, don't avoid all of the reality, all of the adult things that are coming up. Really face them head on, acknowledge them, and then try to work with them to still get to where you want to go. On November 13th, we have a new moon in Scorpio in your 12th house. The Sun, Mars, and Moon are conjunct in your 12th house, and they're opposing Uranus in your 6th house. Actually, for all of November, Sun and Mars are moving pretty much in conjunction with each other. And this is really great news. It means that you're going to have more energy and more focus, more passion in November. So that's one piece of the good news. For this new moon specifically, a new moon represents a new beginning. And because this is happening in your 12th house, I really see this as a new beginning as to your beliefs. We all carry limiting beliefs that we might have, and this new moon is going to symbolize a fresh start as to what you do want to believe about your own world and about yourself. It's opposing Uranus in your 6th house. So there have been some ups and downs when it comes to your routine in the last little while. So these ups and downs in your daily life might especially trigger you to step into these new belief systems. They might make it really obvious that you have these limiting beliefs and that they're no longer good for you. On November 17th, the conjunction between Sun and Mars gets exact, and as it gets exact, they both trine Neptune in your 4th house. It's a beautiful day, actually, especially if you have incorporated and allowed the new beginning from the new moon to fully enter your life, because it symbolizes that this new beginning and this new realization is helping make things a little bit easier, more peaceful, more calming in our personal life. We talked about the personal life for you, Sagittarius, is a little bit rocky right now, but this could be a day where you feel a little bit of relief. On the 21st, the Sun and Mars are in the final degrees of Scorpio in your 12th house. Right before they enter Sagittarius, though, they sextile Pluto in your 2nd house. With Pluto in your 2nd house for the last 20 years, you've been really going through the gutter when it comes to your self-esteem. You have been learning what it truly means to love yourself and the power and purpose that you can get when you treat yourself with the utmost respect and love. And this is actually a beautiful way to close off Scorpio season, because in a way, the Sun and Mars are asking you to keep in mind all of the things that you learned about how you can support yourself best and to allow that to carry you forward into Sagittarius season. On the 23rd, the Sun enters your 1st house, and as it does that, it squares Saturn in your 4th house. Just a day later, on the 24th, Mars also enters your 1st house and also squares Saturn in your 4th house. So it's a little bit of a more difficult start of Sagittarius season. There's this need inside you that it's time to stop looking at your limiting beliefs, stop examining all of your thoughts. You are ready for a fresh new beginning. You are ready to go out into the world with all of these new realizations that you have. However, because the Sun and Mars are squaring Saturn right from the get-go of Sagittarius season, this might take a little bit of time to really come into fruition, come into motion. With Saturn in your 4th house, there might especially be all of the restrictions that you're facing in your personal life that are still keeping you a little bit stuck in your head, stuck into examining what you believe, and not allowing you just quite yet to leave that all behind and to step as a fresh new person into the world. The Sun and Mars move quite quickly, so don't worry, this transit will be over quite soon, and you can get on to having a really amazing Sagittarius season. On November 27th, we have a full moon in Gemini in your 7th house. The moon is in your 7th house, while the Sun and Mars are in your 1st house. And it's actually a really special full moon because during this full moon, we have Venus conjunct the South Node in your 11th house. So this focus, this shift in Sagittarius season is really asking you to step away from your inner thoughts, a little bit more focus on going out into the world. And as you do that, you automatically start to come in relationship and in conversations with others. So as soon as we highlight who you are as an individual and how you show up in the world, we're also highlighting who you are in partnership and how you relate to others. So a full moon represents a revealing of some type of information. And because this is happening in Gemini, it might be a lot of information and it might be overwhelming information. You might be learning some new facts from your partnerships that perhaps leaves you feeling a little bit overwhelmed. With Venus and the South Node conjunct in your 11th house, you are also being asked during this time to reconsider which plans that you have for the future, which ideas that you have for 5-year, 10-year version of you that are not actually what you want to do, that are actually things that you have as your future plan just because others want you to do them, or because you think others will like you better if you have those future plans. And this new piece of information that you reveal might especially trigger you to adjust your future plans, to really step into what do I want to do and where do I want to go. The Venus and South Node conjunction will only get stronger. It's at its strongest on November 29th. So overall, Sagittarius, you start off the month really deep within yourself. You're focusing on your routines, on your health. You're focusing on your inner world, in your mind. And towards the end of the month, you start to emerge from your cocoon and start to relate and come in conversation with the rest of the world. It's a really beautiful emergence for you. So just allow yourself for the beginning half of the month to feel okay with being a little bit more introspective. As I shared earlier, 2024 is right around the corner, and perhaps you wonder what this will mean for you exactly. You've watched maybe some horoscopes on YouTube, but you think, okay, it doesn't feel like that's enough. Then I want to let you know that my books are open. I've opened only 10 spots. The booking link is down in the description box. You can book 1 hour with me. We're going to sit down, pull up your chart, and take a look at what 2024 means for you specifically. If you want to make sure that you catch the December 2023 forecast as well, then make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.